Now, Justin Timberlake is going through a tough time right now, and he was super emotional while talking to the media after his DUI court conviction and plea deal. Remember when the police pulled him over? After a breathalyzer test, it was clear he was over the legal limit. This wasn't just a minor slip-up, it was a full-on DUI arrest, and the news spread like wildfire. Fans were totally shocked. I mean, Justin Timberlake, the pop icon, getting arrested for driving under the influence? That's a headline nobody expected. Fast forward to the court appearance, and things got really intense. Timberlake walked out of the courtroom, and you could see the weight of it all on his face.
Many of you have probably been covering me for a lot of my life. And as you may know, I try to hold myself to a very high standard for myself. And this was not that. This was not that. I found myself in a position where I could have made a different decision. But I've had some time to reflect on that. And I also understand by, the fact that all of you are here, that I have a platform, you have a platform, we share that platform. And so what I'd like to say to everyone watching and listening, even if you've had one drink, don't get behind the wheel of a car. There's so many alternatives. Call a friend, take an Uber. There's many travel apps. Still, take a taxi. This is a mistake that I made, but I'm hoping that whoever's watching and listening right now can learn from this mistake. I know that I certainly have. And like I said, even one drink, don't get behind the wheel of a car. I also said this in the courtroom before, but I grew up in a small town. So I can appreciate and understand the strain or unique nature that this must have been on the people of Sag Harbor. But I just want to say to everyone who's been involved, from everyone in the courtroom to everyone outside, including the police department, that I'm very grateful, and I thank them. And I guess in closing, I'd like to say we can all be more safe out there. And I'm going to do my part. I hope that everyone else does their part. And thank you very much.
He looked nothing like the confident, carefree superstar we're used to seeing. Instead, he was vulnerable, maybe even scared. When the judge delivered the verdict, guilty of DUI, Timberlake couldn't hold back his emotions. For the first time, the public saw a side of him that was raw and real. The public reaction has been all over the place. Some people are standing by Timberlake, saying that he's only human and everyone makes mistakes. They're arguing that this one incident shouldn't define him, but others are less forgiving. They're pointing out the dangers of driving under the influence and how irresponsible it is, especially for someone in Timberlake's position. The fact that he's such a public figure only makes it worse because, whether he likes it or not, people look up to him. Timberlake's career has been nothing short of legendary. We're talking decades of hit songs, sold-out tours, and even some solid acting gigs. He's been in the game for so long that he's practically a household name. But now, this DUI is threatening to overshadow everything he's built. Fans and critics are left wondering if he can come back from this, or if this is going to be a permanent stain on his record. Behind closed doors, you can bet his PR team is in overdrive. They've got a major crisis on their hands, and they're working to craft a strategy that shows Timberlake taking responsibility while also helping him repair his image. It's a delicate balance because people are watching every move he makes. They want to see him own up to his mistake, but they also want to see that he's genuinely sorry and ready to change.
Earlier this week, Justin Timberlake was arrested in Sag Harbor, New York for driving while impaired. On the evening of Tuesday, June 18th, Timberlake left the American Hotel where he was hanging out with friends. An officer saw Timberlake's 2025 BMW drive through a stop sign and failed to keep on the right side of the road, so he pulled the car over. Reportedly, the officer was on the younger side and had no clue who Timberlake was. According to one source, Timberlake said under his breath after being pulled over, "This is going to ruin the tour," and the officer asked, "What tour?" To which he responded, "The world tour." The officer basically had no clue what he was talking about because he didn't know who this was. But the officer did note that Timberlake's eyes were bloodshot and glassy, so he was arrested and taken to the Sag Harbor Police Headquarters to be processed. While there, Timberlake refused to take a chemical test multiple times. He was held overnight and arraigned the next morning, being charged with 1 count of driving while intoxicated and 2 citations. Timberlake is due back in court for a hearing on July 26th, but in the meantime, he is continuing his Forget Tomorrow World Tour. He is set to play a show in Chicago tonight and another one tomorrow, and then is set to perform in New York on June 25th and 26th. And this tour is expected to go through December. And according to sources, he's basically continuing on as if nothing happened. And sources have also said that he basically said, "I had 1 martini." But some sources say he had up to 7 martinis. But either way, clearly they had a reason to pull him over and charge him. His wife has come out and said that she's disappointed in his arrest, but she is standing by him. So we'll see what happens from here.
So Justin Timberlake got a DUI and people are outraged that all he has to do is some community service and apologize to the public. I'm a criminal defense attorney in the city, and let me break this down for you. So here's the deal with things like DUIs in the city. If you have no prior DUIs or really any other criminal history, just like Justin Timberlake, your first time punishment may not be jail or even pleading guilty to a crime. So his lawyer used very creative lawyering, took advantage of the fact that he has the ability to talk to an entire nation about the perils of drunk driving, and he and the prosecutor agreed that a public apology will bring attention to the subject, will get an entire nation to listen, if not the whole world, and will ensure he never does it again. Now, the judge was a little bit uncomfortable with this plea deal. The judge did not like the aspect that it was really just a slap on the wrist. So the judge then imposed 25 to 30 hours of community service, to which Justin Timberlake said he would be honored to do. All in all, this was creative lawyering, helped the justice system not to waste resources, and brought the public's attention to a really important issue. Let me know what you guys think.
Justin Timberlake was arrested for a DUI. Here he is at the police station. It was announced early that Justin Timberlake was arrested in the Hamptons and arraigned. There were charges for a DWI, and his hearing has now been set for July. Luckily, no one was hurt, but the officer saw him failing to stop at a posted stop sign and failing to maintain his lane of travel. So, didn't stop at the stop sign, swerving all over the place. Justin said he had 1 martini and was going to a friend's house. Justin stayed overnight and was released in the morning. Ooh.